Essentially, you are purchasing 30 days of our time and support that can be used in various ways that suit the stage you are at and the goals you have. If you have a design, an idea, or a concept that you want to launch, or maybe even an existing product or product range that you need to find manufacturers for in China, we can help you get this project on the road. We start with building an RFQ, refining your requirements, which stands for request for quote, where first we're going to define your specs, pricing expectations, order quantities, etc., etc. We're then going to get it out to manufacturers and start collecting back the information. If designs or patents need to be considered, we'd basically send out a generic RFQ first to collect information and determine interest levels from the manufacturers in working on a custom project. We'll approach as many suppliers as possible and assess some core capabilities of manufacturers, and most importantly, their willingness to actually work on your project or on your product. This is really the first step of any project, and we can move to the next step from there. We have daily and weekly communication with you along the way, and ultimately you're the project leader, steering the team in a direction that works for you and pointing them in the right direction, giving them feedback on the information as it's collected. Time varies on jobs like this based on complexity and response of third parties like manufacturers, and RFQs often and may need to change as feedback is collected and reviewed. It's common to have 3 to 4 rounds of RFQ revisions in a 60 to 90 day period after considering all the feedback and options as part of the filtering process. Projects can take anywhere from 3 to 9 months, sometimes less, but that's the range. And of course, we've got our 30-day review to keep the project moving forward. In parallel to these projects, you'll also need to consider sample arrangement and supplier vetting, which are all separate, but of course we can get the team to arrange this for you. We typically only recommend vetting suppliers when it's filtered down to a few suppliers, as by default we're going to learn a lot about the suppliers during the negotiations and discussions. Most importantly, we have our 30-day review over and above the daily communication, which is our feasibility and accountability check on the project. If you want to understand more about how that works, you can watch the 30-day review video, but it's critical to determining whether the project should continue every 30 days and acts as a roadblock and a check for us. And remember that all the information and data collected along the way, including the supplier contacts and information, belongs to you, and you'll have that information forever going forward. And we talk about that more in our transparency video, which I'd like you to watch to make sure you understand it. Remember that we're playing the long game here, and that success is really going to come from the amount of homework and research done and the willingness to be flexible and adapt as we get more information. Whatever you're going to use a sourcing package for, be familiar with the 30-day review. It's a feasibility and accountability check. We do this for every project to ensure it's progressing and realistic. This is over and above the daily communications you have with us and our team on the project, and it ensures a high level of results. If you're ready to start this journey, all you got to do is click below and we can get this process started, and a team will be assigned to you immediately, and all the work starts from there.